China has sold half its U.S. government debt. Yikes, look out, world. Look out. Japan holds only a fraction of the U.S. debt as it used to have. Yikes. The interest rate's going to go through the roof. The lack of demand. This is crazy, don't you know? The dollar's going to collapse. The rates are going to go through the roof because the demand's going down. The price is going to drop. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Did you know China owned about double the amount of bonds in 2014 that they have right now? They've been selling their bonds over the last 10 years or so. You want to know something crazy? In Japan owned like 200 billion. Don't quote me on this. Look at my X and my Facebook. Well, follow me on X, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you follow me on those three channels, I put a lot of this stuff into, like I did a couple spreadsheets and whatnot you can actually look at. Japan owned 200 billion of U.S. debt in 1987, and I think U.S. had 3 trillion of debt or something like that. You know how much Japan owns in debt right now? It's right about $1 trillion. All right, how much is our government debt? 35 trillion. So basically, Japan went from 200 billion in 1987 to 1 trillion. All right, and that's a factor of 5. So 200, 400, 600, 800 trillion. I think it might even be less than a trillion. I can't remember, but it's around $1 trillion or a little bit less. The U.S. debt went from like 3 trillion to 35 trillion. So 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever that is, a factor of 10. I don't even know what that, no, probably, factor of 10 or something like that. So the idea that the U.S. debt, if the foreign, and China, I think Japan owns the most U.S. debt. I want to say followed by the U.K. and China, I think is number 3. The idea that these foreigners could sell all of our debt and crash our economy, make the interest rates go sky high, make the bond prices drop. Well, the China's already down 50% from where they used to be. 50%, not 15, 50. Now, you can make an argument, well, China had basically no U.S. government debt in the year 2000. That's true. It's an argument you can make. And that's how much they quickly ramped up their U.S. debt presence from 2014. But they've sold off a half of their government debt. Just a fact, dude. Just a fact. Japan has been pretty much stable since I want to say 2000. They haven't really gone above $1 trillion of debt. So they've been pretty much stable for a long time. They haven't really sold it off. They haven't really increased it. They've just been kind of sitting there on the amount of debt that they have right now. And yet the U.S. debt keeps growing and growing and growing. So how is that happening? How does the U.S. debt keep growing and growing and growing? Well, because we're buying our own debt. It's just that simple. Like it or hate it, the facts are it's not China, it's not the UK, it's not the EU, it's not Japan, it's us. Pension fund managers, insurance companies, state municipalities, individual companies, mutual funds, all these people, individuals, Grandma Jones. We own our own debt, just a fact. And with us, we get the interest off the own debt when the interest is paid. Anyway, it's nothing to freak out about. You're just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how much debt China has. If they sold it wrong, how come no one ever talks about that? It's weird. It's like people want a reason to scare you. Like China's going to sell their debt and it's going to drop. We got 35 trillion in debt. China owns 750 billion of that. We got 35 trillion in debt. Japan owns that. Well, I don't even think it's $1 trillion, but we'll just use that for an example. It's a drop in the bucket. Yeah, it'd be a little bit of a draw down, but it won't be much. And give me a break. So who's going to sell all the bonds? The American pension funds? American insurance companies? Come on. All right. God bless. Love your thoughts.